Hi guys, welcome to Self-Touch Milestone 3 update. And this is our user stories and what we've developed for our users so far. So these are all the current features that we've implemented since Milestone 1 and 2. And currently for Milestone 3, we've implemented variable difficulty modes with different levels of bot players, such as the easy level bot players that stick to one particular playstyle, and the higher level bot players that make smarter decisions based on their hand. Other features that we've implemented include things like chip counts for each player that change after a win or an event, sound effects and background music, changing of wins and banker seats after a game win or a stalemate, bug fixing, as well as improved graphics and display of tiles. So moving along, I'll be taking you through some of the functionality of our scripts, and some of these have already been explained in Milestone 1 and 2, such as our player hand, our AI player, which can now perform an action of a discarded tile, and can also spawn and move melded tiles in front of itself, as we've implemented AI player action taking in Milestone 3. And also, for the conditions for Shi Peng and Gang, there will be action UI that is created for this that the player can click on whenever they want to perform an action. And now we also have this new script called the fixed cam ratio. This is to ensure that our game remains consistent in terms of the view, such as the size and position of the tiles, and it uses the user's browser against the target aspect ratio, which is 16:9, and then we add borders on the top, bottom, left and right accordingly if needed. And now this is the chip counts that we have included in our Milestone 3 update. So whenever a player draws a bonus tiles, they will check whether they can win any chips of that bonus tile. And if there's a set, then the respective players will add and reduce chips based off their total chip count, and the display text is also updated. And also after a player wins, the chip counts for all players respectively will be updated. And now these are the technical details for some of our bot players. So the first one is the AI player, which is one of the easy mode bots that only does sequence hands. So it finds completed sequence melts and shapes and discard those that don't form either, so that it can progress its hand towards its final sequence hand. And whenever it's offered an action, it will only consider 3 actions and whatever else it will ignore. And then to determine which is the best option, it will simulate a new hand for each action and pick the best one afterward based on how many sequence melts and shapes it has after the action. Next up is the AI Pong player, which is also one of the easy mode bots that specializes in triplet hands. So it will find completed triplets and pairs and discard those standalone tiles that don't form either. And whenever it is offered an option, it will only consider Pong actions, and it always Pong no matter what, because this will always improve its hand towards a winning one. And last but not least, this is the more higher level player, which is the AI smart player, as we have named it. So it dynamically changes its game plan based on its hand and the current state of the game. And also it will analyze its hand to discard a tile and then lets it win faster. And for every action that it can possibly do, it will select the one that it will let it win faster and either maintain or improve the number of points it can score when it wins. Next up is the audio manager that we are using for management of all the audio in the game, such as music, as well as sound effects, like on-click sound effects. So this audio manager is actually a singleton, and it uses the don't destroy on load in Unity to allow for the tile hit sound effect to play while the next game scene is being loaded. And every scene will call a script that finds the audio manager, and so that it will be able to play any sound effects or background music in every scene that it is in. So some of the sound effects that are being played are when buttons in the start menu and difficulty mode menu are clicked, and when tiles are drawn or discarded. And this is our updated class diagram with all the functionality that makes our game work. Next up will be the bug fixing part. So previously in Milestone 3 and 2 development, we faced quite a number of bugs, and these are some that we have fixed. So previously, performing a Chi when there are duplicate tiles in hand results in the animation of the duplicates moving to the exposed tiles area when it should only be one of them. And then we have fixed this by ensuring that only 3 tiles are moved towards the exposed tile area. And previously, after a new game starts, the positions of the exposed tiles were not changed, and which is why we have resetted it after a new game starts so that everything is displayed correctly. Next up is a display issue with the eastwind tile that we have managed to fix. And previously, spam clicking tiles during tile discard will interfere with the animations because of a desync between our coroutines. But we have fixed this by adding a boolean flag to ensure that tiles can only discard it whenever it is safe to do so. And there was also a stalemate panel appearing twice, which is due to a small bug that we found out in our code and changed it quickly. Next up, I'll be moving on to the software engineering practices. So this first up is the single responsibility principle, list of substitution principle, open close principle, and the singleton principle, which is what our audio manager fulfills. And also version control using Git and branching. So we use different branches to develop major features and ensure that it is stable before merging branches. And also our code base has comments to allow each other to understand what we are writing and what each function does, so we don't have to skim through the entire code. Next up is testing. So we are doing manual, unit, integration, and user testing. And this is some of the user feedback that we've gotten from testing. So in our user testing, we allow some of our peers aged 19 to 22 to play the game, and they range from different skill levels of Mahjong. So some of the users with no experience playing Mahjong have said that it's convenient to be able to pause the game and refer to the rules while in game. And also automatic prompts when an action is possible makes learning easier. And as well as the pictorial examples in the rules page, which makes it easy to understand what kind of hand scores points and what are the different types of hand. And the tutorial teaches the flow of the game, but the rules page is rather long and confusing to read. So users that have some experience with Mahjong say that they enjoy being able to play against smarter opponents to improve their skills, or to play against simpler opponents for fun. And the tiles are very clear and easy to read, and the sound effects when a tile has been drawn or discarded makes it easy to follow the flow of the game. For those that are experienced with Mahjong, they have feedback that the UI of the game is very intuitive. However, they have said that there's some lack of scoring support for special hands such as 13 offense, and occasionally the AI discards are more predictable, which we have also fixed by running through and looking at what is going on with the AI. And we have also done unit testing for some of our AI. And this is our tech stack, which is GitHub, Unity, Canva, IBSpain, VS Code, and we also use MuseScore to create the background music for our game.